Guys, we have a good one today. Just got back from Wells Fargo Bank, went to pick up halves. They didn't have halves. Had a customer dropping off a lot of stuff. Got a pretty good story on it. This should be a good one. Let's get into it. All right, so first of all, what we have here is mostly pennies, a few rolls of nickels. The lady was dropping off a bunch of coins, and one of the guys at the Wells Fargo, he collects and he turns it in and buys other things that he collects. So anytime a customer comes into that Wells Fargo with a stash, he typically gets it, which is what it is. Not much I can do about that. I don't work there. He's got first dibs, is what it is. But I was in there. Him and I have talked many times before. They know who I am. I take him cookies, that sort of thing. The lady was dropping off the stuff. Overheard some of the conversation as I'm waiting in line to see if my coin order has come in. Wait in line, it hadn't come in. And in that process, I heard him basically say that the bag that she had was, he's like, oh, these are all wheat pennies. So at that point, I knew there was probably some good stuff in there. And told him I'd stop back about an hour later. The lady was still there. They were just finishing up. So I just hung out until they were done and knew there was good stuff in there just by kind of the wink that he had given me, and just kind of a cool story. So I hang out, lady leaves, she cashes it in. After she leaves, he comes over to me. He goes, I did everything I could to do the right thing, which was he suggested many times to take it to a coin shop to have it appraised or what have you. So he wasn't trying to rip anyone off. Obviously, usually when this occurs, he tries to do that. So I commend him. If that's what he said, I commend him. But this is what we all look forward to as coin collectors, for that collection dump that gets dropped off at the bank. And, we all wait for that. And he was obviously there. So I hung out and said, hey, was there some good stuff in there? I said, no, you hang on to the silver, that sort of thing. I said, but I'll take the pennies and nickels if you don't want them, or anything else that you may not want. I know there was some Eisenhowers or Ikes in there, and didn't think he did anything with those. So I had waited quite a while, over an hour, for this whole process to happen. I left, came back, and then waited, an additional half hour for it to finish up. In the meanwhile, a couple people stopped in line. There was a new teller, and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but it's kind of an interesting story, so I just figured I'd give you all the details. And new teller there, and knew that the teller that had counted this was going to collect it, but then literally sold all the Eisenhower dollar coins to the person in front of me. The gentleman was like, oh yeah, there's some dollars, I'll take those. And the teller's like, yeah, I don't want them. Even though he knew I was waiting for the coin, and there was actually a Morgan dollar in there that the other teller was going to take, or obviously purchase, I should say, which, understandable, that's fine. And I was going to let him know year and condition, and based off that, give him some sort of value. So he was very gracious of that. And then the other teller, being new, sold all of those dollars, which I would have taken all the Eisenhowers and went through them to see if there's any varieties, that sort of thing. But yeah, so kind of crazy, but we did get the pennies, we did get the nickels. He's going to go through the dimes and half dollars and such, and then I'll probably chit chat with him some more next time I go in. But lo and behold, my coin order did not come in. So the halves and nickels that I typically order, and dimes, they'll probably be there tomorrow or the next day. They were late getting the order in this week, but we have for sure a collection dump from this lady. It is unfortunate. I don't know the story. I don't know her story. But she was advised to take it to a coin shop. She didn't, turned it in. And here we have all the pennies and nickels that were in that collection. What I do know is a couple things. I do know there's a lot of wheat pennies. I don't know if they're all wheat pennies. Didn't sound like they were all wheat pennies, but I know one portion of it he had grabbed to count and put in the tray, and he said, these are all wheat pennies. So there's a good portion of wheat pennies in here. I know that for a fact. In the nickels, I don't know what's in the nickels. I don't know if there's V nickels, Buffaloes, I don't know, or just old Jefferson nickels, or maybe they're all new. I have no idea. What I do know is he showed me one 1960 as he was packaging them, the loose ones in the roll. So it's probably the short roll that's in here. It's like $1.60 if I recall. That one has a 1960 nickel that was either a pocket coin or it could be a plancha error. It looked worn like a pocket coin where they rub the coin often. But that being said, it looked much thinner than normal, but still had more details than I would expect a pocket coin. So that may be interesting as well. Just kind of a different deal. But I've talked a lot. I'm sorry. I just like to be transparent on what we have here. So, okay, let's get into it. So I think we're just shy of $10 in penny rolls, and I believe it was $7.60 in nickel rolls. So I think we'll, just for the sake of breaking this up, we'll try to go as fast as possible. Let's open up a roll of nickels together. I might open up this short roll with you and see how it is. And then we'll probably just kind of, again, just due to time, film some of this live, but kind of chop and edit it up, or speed through it and give you a recap on the nickels. It'll probably have to be the same thing on the pennies, and just bring you in for anything very spectacular. Because like I said, I do know there's a lot of wheat pennies in here, and I'm not going to bring you in for every single one of those. So we'll do our best. I'll try to edit it accordingly, which will still be hopefully entertaining for you. But this is kind of what we all wait for. We finally have something different and something we're filming. I have a bunch of stuff to film for you guys. It's just finding the time to do it. So, but we have a lot of purchases over here to my right that I want to go over with you. But this happened today, so we're doing this now. Let's go. All right, so here's the rolls of nickels. Just as they came from the bank, these things are literally hot off the press. And this is the short roll. I'm not sure which end is which. I assume it's probably this end. Should have that 1960 in it. Let's dump these out and see what kind of goodies we have. Okay, well, I'll let you guys take a look at that first and see if you notice anything. But this dude on this end looks promising already. Denver Mint Mark, 1945 silver war nickel to start this thing off. And yes, this 60 is right here. Look at this thing. It is half the size. I'm going to put it in the middle to show you. Look at it's smaller than the other ones, both diameter and width. This thing is really small. I'm going to grab the scale quick because this is pretty crazy. So this is a random nickel here. It's a circulated 41 for reference. 41 Philly, 493. I think they're supposed to weigh just over 5. I'll put the info on the screen here, what they're supposed to weigh. Look at this. Look how tiny that is. But I don't know what it would be for a planchet error. And it's, I mean, it definitely looks polished, but like, oh yeah, this is a major strike through issue or a planchet error, 100%. Check this thing out. There's something here that makes it look like it's got a mint mark. But 319, guys, if you know what this is, or if you agree that this is a planchet error or something, what would this be struck on? A dime planchet? Is this a dime planchet? Nickel? That's the only other thing it could be. Anyways, I don't know. I'm a loss for words. If you guys have an idea what this is, please let me know. But that is definitely a find and something to hang on to. I'll put it over here actually. And we'll put our stuff up here for the war nickel. This is a 41, guys. This is going to be crazy. All right, another 41, Philly. That's a 61. 54, Denver. Can't keep it off screen here, so we're going to do our best for you guys. 48 Denver. 40S on that one. So I have no idea if there's any Buffaloes or if they're just all old Jeffersons or what, but another 40, that's a Philly. I'm going to try to do my best to go through these. Here's a 39 Philly. There's a Buffalo. 41 Philly, Buffalo with a mint mark. It's a Denver. Ooh, that is really hard to see. It's very corroded. Looks like a ground find, but I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but it looks like a 1916 Denver. It's actually one of the videos I'm going to be doing is a Nick-a-Date video. And anyway, I know Dick and Dave just jumped in and did one. So I'm not trying to copy him, but I have some other stuff I want to go over with that. And we have some stuff to see if we can uncover on our nickels. 47 Philly. It's going to go right here. 41 Denver. 49 Philly. 54. That's an S. It looks really large. 54S there. Another 49. This one's a Denver. 42. Dropped it. It's a 42 Denver. This is the type 1. So not silver. So they did have a variety on those. 40 Philly. 72. So there's a newer one. 40. 54 Denver. 41 again. There's another Buffalo, guys. 41 Denver. This one looks polished. 57. Buffalo looks really slick. I don't see any remnants of a mint mark or a date. Not going to be able to get a date, plus there's rim damage here, so we'll switch these guys up. 62, another Buffalo, guys. 58, got a date on that one. 35, Denver. Buffalo. 3 Buffaloes in that roll. 40, Denver. 42, another 42, Denver. This is a very low mintage nickel, by the way. 41, Philly, and a 42 Philly type 1. No mint mark either way. So this is the type 1. So pretty cool. Only 3 nickels that would not hit our board out of that $1.60. That's incredible. It's going to be a long video. I apologize. We might just do the nickels. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm doing my best. Holy cow. Guys, look at this. That's got to be a war nickel. That's probably a war nickel. And there's some other oldies that could be Buffaloes or something else. That might be a war nickel. Nope. That's a ground find. 1960. $44 Philly silver. S mint mark. 45S. Another silver. There's 3 silvers there. That's a 58. 41. I mean, the mint marks are... Oh, I forgot about this one. 44. 44 Philly. Okay. 93. That's a newer one. All right. We'll start up here now. That's a 38 Ender right there. It's a Philly. 73. That's new. This one's new. 21. There's a 40. 40S. 48. Denver. 42. Denver. Another low mintage type 1. None of these 42s have been the silver. 41. Philly. 53. Denver. 52. Philly. Guys, I'm running out of room, so I apologize, but never filled the board like this. 47. Philly. 46. Philly. Put that in the wrong spot there. That guy goes up in here somewhere. This is going to take a while to edit. 64. 49. Denver. Looking for some key dates here. There's a 51. Here we go. Is it an S? It's a Denver. 51 Denver. I don't even have room for this stuff, but I'll just put it up here, I guess. 58. Pretty nice. 70. 54. Denver. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I just feel like this is going to take a while. Another 38. Just want to bring you guys in for the ride. That one's also a Philly. So that one's going to go here. Another 42. Does not look to be silver. 42 Denver again. Type 1. 46. Another 41. That one's an S. We can check for a large S on that. Another 38. Can we get a mint mark? Yes, we do. 38 Denver. Let's go. There's a key date right there. 42 Philly type 1, not silver. 49. 41. That's a Philly on the 49. 41 Philly. Lots of 41s, guys and gals. Another 38. Guys, I promise I wash my hands too. I just work with my hands a lot, so I apologize. I'm not a hand model. Disclaimer. 38 Philly. 41 again. 41 Philly. 57. 52 Philly. Forgot where all of our stuff's at. 42 again. It's a Denver. There's so many type 1s in here. That's crazy to me. It's a really low mintage. 46 Philly. There. A 99, y'all. And then a 47. 47S. All right. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I'm not trying to bore you, but this is incredible. So next roll. Okay, looks like we may have one darker one. Could be a war nickel, could be something else. It is. It's a 43 Philly. 43 Philly, y'all. First one of those. Saved a nice little spot right there. We have 5 silver so far. And these all look pretty old. Okay, we're going to keep going. 48 and a 48. 40S. This one's a 42 Philly. Type 1. Look at all these 42s. These are pretty low mintage, especially the Denver. 64. Another 42. It has no mint mark above Monticello, so it's not silver. It's a Type 1 42 Philly. Denver mint mark. 42. Kidding me, guys. This is crazy. This one's really slick. 41 Philly. 46 Philly. 78. These are the only nickels that were not 59 and newer, except for the 60, which is a planchet error or whatever it is. 46 Denver. 48 Philly. 53 Philly. Denver mint mark. 48. Another 48 right behind it. That one's in Denver mint mark. 58, 54 Denver, and that mint mark looks pretty large. We'll have to put these under the scope on some of these. 47 Philly, 41, pretty nice Philly. Might be some upgrades here. 48 Philly, 42 Denver again, Type 1. 60 Philly again. Look at the difference. Crazy. 40 Denver, 48 Philly, 40S, 51. There we go. 51S. Another key date. Come on, 50 Denver. Still haven't found it. 51S. Let's go. 53 Philly, 48 Denver again. 54, 54S, 40 Philly, 54S again. Nice. 47 Philly over here. This one is pretty nice. 51 also. 51 Philly, but still possibly an upgrade. 41 Denver. 48 Denver. 41 Philly. 42 again, and it's a Denver Type 1 again. 53 Philly, and then a 54 Philly. Okay, those are the nickels. Doing my best, y'all. Just due to time, I'm going to probably break this up. But epic score on the nickels. We have 1 roll to go. We'll do the pennies in a separate video. Some darker ones in here. This one's off-colored. Ooh, look at that. A nicer 45. There's a war nickel. 45S. Probably an upgrade for the book. And then, see what this is. 64. But now you can probably see the color variations. Those look like war nickels. 44 Philly. Let's go. And a 43 Philly. So we'll check these all again for any of the double dies, that sort of thing. So I don't see any other oddballs. This one looks old. And it's not. It's a 73. Okay. 60, 54, 54S again. 55 Denver. Don't have spot for 55. Another 54 Denver. 52 Philly. This is getting out of control. 48S. 58. 40. Drop that one. This one's a 40 Denver. 46 Philly. 57. 38. 38 Philly. I think that's the 38 Phillies. 41s. I mean, this is just crazy. 49. That's a Philly. Darn it. Look for that 49S. 41 Philly. 51 again. That one's a Denver. Newer one here. 83. An 80. 82. 2004. 81. 61. 58 Denver. 40 Denver. 59 Philly. 49. That one looks pretty nice. That's a 49 Philly. That could be an upgrade. 54 Philly. 42 Denver. Again, Type 1. Look at all those. Almost all of those are the Denver. Another 49. That one's a Denver again. 49 again. Philly. 48. This is a Philly. 46. 39 Philly. That's all right. 62 and a 61. Whew. Okay, this is a long video. I apologize. I'm going to try to shorten it up as much as possible, but this is everything in less than 4 rolls. So $7.60. And we only had this many, and this was the ones that were 60 and newer, with the exception of the 60, the thin 60 that we have over here. But these don't count in our setup. But either way, this is incredible. This is amazing. I'm gonna have to process this. I don't want to make this video any longer. I pretty much showed you everything we have, but we have 8 silvers, lots of 40s, 41s, 42s. Most of these are the 42 Denver type 1s, 46, 7, 8, 9. I think we had one. I don't know if we did have an S actually. 52s, 3s, 4s. There's a 155, 57, 58, a 59, and then this, again, this 60 that is super thin. So we're going to do some research on that, but most likely a plancha air of some sort. 3 Buffaloes, a 35 Denver, a slick, damaged rim, no date, no mint mark, and then what appears to be a corroded 1916 Denver. So pretty cool on that one. And then we also had the 38 Denver, also key date, some other 38s, 39 Phillies, some 51s, the 51S, and the other 39. So pretty epic score. This is why we go to the banks. Every once in a while you're going to get lucky, and we are blessed to have had this one. So we'll jump into the pennies. Just due to time, I'm going to make a part 2. Didn't really know what we were going to find or how long that was going to be, but this one's long enough. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to jump into the penny video. That should be right after this one. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Coin Flip out.